Crows have brains that are 4 times larger than those of their closest relatives. They can use sticks to extract grubs from tree bark, use stones to crack open nuts, and even figure out how to open a Rubik's Cube. But sometimes they use their intelligence for more mischievous purposes, like playing with their food before eating it or figuring out how to steal your french fries. And crows aren't easily fooled. They can even outsmart humans. Let's take a look at a few ways these birds are smarter than us. No. 1. They know when we're trying to trick them. In one experiment, Japanese researchers offered a group of crows a choice between 2 boxers, one with a tasty treat inside and one with nothing but a mirror. The crows quickly learned that the box with the mirror didn't have any food, so they avoided it. But then the researchers hid food in the mirror box and got ready to test their hypothesis that crows are smart enough to realize that an inanimate object like a mirror does unsatisfy their hunger. Sure enough, after seeing what went into the box, the crows refused to eat the food until they had opened the box and looked inside to make sure there was something else in there. When researchers repeated this experiment with a dog, the canine could unresist chowing down on the food without checking if there was anything else in the box. So, not only are crows smarter than dogs in this scenario, they're smarter than some humans too. No. 2. They recognize themselves in the mirror. About 80% of crows pass the mirror test, which means they recognize themselves as individuals when looking at their own reflection. This is a sign of high intelligence, because it shows that they understand that the reflection is a separate entity and that that entity is them. Only about 60% of great apes pass this test, with bonobos being the most likely to recognize themselves in the mirror. Of course, just because a primate doesn't pass the mirror test doesn't mean it isn't intelligent. Other great apes show intelligence in other ways, like using tools or communicating with their peers. For example, bonobos will use a stick to fish for termites, while chimpanzees will use a hammer to crack open nuts. However, a study showed that corvids, which include crows, jays, and U-shaped birds, all passed the mirror test. So crows aren't the only ones who are smarter than you might think. No. 3. They have excellent memories. Not only do crows have excellent memories, they also have excellent imaginations. When researchers at the University of Cambridge showed crows a new shape and then tested them on their ability to remember that shape, the birds were able to recall the shape accurately after a week, a month, and even a year later. And they only saw that shape once. That means crows can remember things they've never experienced before. They were shown a model of a water tank with a red marble at the bottom. Then the birds were placed in a different tank with no marble. But the crows still knew where the marble would be and dove right to the bottom to find it. It seems like crows can plan for the future and anticipate what will happen based on their past experiences. That's why some people say they're the only animal that can plan ahead. But squirrels can do that too. Number 4. They use their intelligence to steal your food. If you've ever been picnicking outside, you may have noticed a crow eyeing your food. These birds are known to steal food, especially if it's something tasty like French fries. And they will even steal your food if they have to go through several intermediate steps to get it. In one experiment, researchers found that if a crow wanted a snack that was 5 steps away, it would spend more time planning the route to its food than actually taking the steps. That means crows can mentally map out several steps in advance and remember exactly what needs to happen at each step to get the food at the end. So if you want to protect your picnic lunch from thieving crows, you may need to take some advanced planning of your own. Maybe bring along a decoy lunch to distract them or set up a fake picnic with a bunch of inedible items, so they don't waste their time on the real thing. Okay, you got me. I'm hungry now. Don't forget to leave a like before you go. It really helps us grow. And if you stay tuned, you'll be the first to see our future videos. See you later!